Yeah, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. I'm going to show you all a bunch of Atari 5200 games running on the Atari VCS, And so I'm going to start with Atari VCS Vault 2. And here there's a whole bunch of Atari 5200 games, And pretty awesome, And yeah, Atari VCS Vault 2 has arcade games, and it has a few Atari 2600 games and stuff, but primarily it's 5200 games. All Atari games now for the 5200, which is pretty awesome. And you can use a joystick or the controller. I'm just going to use the controller, and it shows you the box art, has the manual and everything, So I'm going to start off with Centipede. And this is the last game. It picks. This is the game we left off on, if you know what I mean. So it's right back to where I was, And Centipede for the 5200 is pretty awesome in my opinion. Came out in 1982. That's when the 5200 came out, I love how the borders it looks like the 5200, Just press the X button to start, and it's pretty awesome, And just trying to do it one-handedly, Yeah, so like the 5200, it could have been a great system if it wasn't for the controller, because it kept breaking all the time. It's a shame, because if Atari had released a normal controller that worked properly for the 5200, the say it would have lasted a lot longer than it did, because it had a few good games outside of all the Atari remakes, like Centipede and stuff. Like it had a Pole Position, had Buck Rogers, had a few awesome games, but it only lasted till 1994. The 5200, but it's a shame, Like Atari thought they could pull a fast one by releasing a controller that was faulty, but didn't work out, And then people soon realised, hey, how come there's no backwards compatibility with the 5200, whereas the ColecoVision could play Atari 5200 games with an adapter. So Atari decided to release a 2600 adapter for the 5200. They had to buy separately, which plugged into the cartridge slot, and that was expensive on its own. So people felt duped out of their money, and they were frustrated. On top of a controller that would just break before your eyes, you could just disintegrate. I'm not messing, it's just the way it's engineered, the compounds they use or whatever. Just the sides of it just stopped working, which is strange, so that's Centipede, And I'm just going to go back to the main menu, and it's awesome. So a whole bunch of Atari 5200 games, Asteroids, Sari Arena, which is unusual, Super Breakout, Star Raiders, which is awesome in my opinion. So yeah, so the Atari VCS Vault 2 is the first stop if you want to play Atari 5200 games on the VCS, which is awesome. Go back to the main menu. Now, okay, one thing to take note of. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this, but in on-stream arcade, right, you have Atari 8-bit games, right, like for the ST and so forth. But people tell me that the same games that came out for the Atari 800 came out on the 5200 because it's the same hardware. It's just that the 5200 doesn't have a keyboard or anything like that. So I'm told. Like, I never had an Atari 800 or an ST, so I can't confirm that, but that's what people have told me. But so yeah, I mean, just go to on-stream, It's another way. So like Antstream has Atari 2600, 7800, and has Atari 8-bit games. So we assume that the Atari 800 is 8-bit. So if that's the case, then because like I said, the 5200 is the same hardware as an Atari 800. Just it doesn't have an Adventures is an awesome game, Atari game. So you see the Atari icons go to that, right? And you have a whole bunch of 2600 games down the bottom here. You have 7800 games. Now here's the Atari 8-bit. So we assume that these are Atari 800 games. Or ST games, because Star Raiders 2 and stuff. So like there's a lot of games here. Now there's more Atari 1500 games. Frisky Tom and which came out in 1982. A game which I never actually played before, and it has Millipede, but Millipede is in the Atari VCS Vault 2. Yeah, Frisky Tom. I never actually played this game before. So I'm guessing has to do with a cat of some sort. It's a maze game of some sort. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, I'm that kid down the bottom of the screen. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm that guy moving left and right there. I've picked up stuff. I don't know what he's doing. What is going on here? What's that thing he's holding? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm that guy moving left and right with these things going around the screen. And I've got a Scarf 200, so we have no idea what's going on here. So if anyone knows, please tell me. I don't know. What's going on? I'm just a guy down there holding 3 squares or something. There's jokes going around the screen. There's something up top there flickering like a checkered flag or something. I don't know. But anyway, this is Frisky Tom. I have no idea what's going on. I have a Scarf 200. Things are walking around the screen. I'm carrying 3 squares or something. He has yellow underpants. Who can raise his arms. So, game over, is it? Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, so that's Frisky Tom for the 5200. I'm just going to exit this thing. I've got no idea. Just go how to play, it just shows the controls. The instructions, but it doesn't tell me how to how to play the game. Climb the pipes, fixing holes created by mischievous mice. So those jokes going around with mice, and mice gnaw through the pipes. The flow of water will be interrupted and a piece of piping will fall on the floor. When this happens, the timer in the reservoir will begin to count down from 5,000. This is highly advanced for an Atari game, which, whatever it is. Frisky Tom was originally a 1981 arcade game before being released on the Bandai Electronics VFD handheld in 1982. Although an Atari 1500 version of the game was programmed in 1983, it was never published. But I could understand why, because no one would have any idea of how to play this game or what's going on. But this came out for the Bandai Electronics VFD handheld. I never heard of that. So apparently Bandai released a handheld console, VFD, in 1982. Anyway, I'm just going to go back to the main menu. Another way to play 5200 games that I know of is to go to Chrome and type in Atari 1500 games. Now bear in mind, like, not all of them work, but most of them do work, which is awesome. So so I'm just going to type in Atari 5200 games and see what comes up. You know, because that's a great thing. I'm finding new games to play every day on the Atari VCS, because I had no idea that Frisky Tom game was in Antrim Arcade. So there you go, like, you know what I mean? Just going to go to Google and Atari 5200. Now I know Atari 5200 games will work through Chrome because I tried it before. Atari 5200 games online, yeah, pole position is there and all, like, you know. So I'm going to go to games online. So so this is another way to play Atari 1500 games. Just go to Chrome. So I'm going to go to this one here, the first one, 380s Arcade. It's just the same site that has the 2600 games. Now, look, I said that's the Atari 800, and that's the 50. It's the same machine, just that has a keyboard, and that has that controller, which is the main problem why the 5200 failed, because it would just break before your eyes, like, you know. And the thing is with the 5200, like, it uses its own controller, so like if it broke, like you couldn't use a 2600 joystick around because it wouldn't fit in the part, you know, the controller part. So bad idea, you know. Atari shouldn't have released that system, like, you know. So yeah, there it is. The Atari AP is a series of AP home computers and game consoles introduced by Atari in early 1980s. So the Atari 1500 game console and the Atari 800 XL computer games. So they're the same thing. Like. So a bunch of games here, Crystal Castles, Dandy. Now, we know that some of these work, not all of them. That's one thing to take note of. Like the games will start up, but some of them just won't start. Like, you know, like unfortunately, you see Galaxy there, it'll start up, but I can't actually it'll load, but I can't start the game. You know, but other games do work. Now I haven't tried them on, so I'm gonna try Pitfall. Now I don't know if this will work or not, but like, you know, the way I'm saying it's better to have some games that work than none at all. So that's the thing with 1500 games. Not all of them work. Now it has instructions. Now I've followed the instructions, and sometimes the games just won't load. Like, you know, this is Pitfall for the 1500. It has definitely better graphics than the 2600 version. Press start to begin. So I'm gonna try and do that. What's happening? With David Crane, 1982, 1984. So I'm going to now with the Atari 1500 games, you can't map out the controls to the controller or notice. There's no way to do that. All I can do is change the screen size. Okay, so here's the controls. Right? F3 to select, F4 to start, F5 to reset. The arrows are movement. The Alt button is 4. So okay, most of these games, you know, on the 1500, you have to actually reset. You know, so I'm gonna press reset, and nothing's happening. Okay, I'm gonna press F4. Okay, nothing's happening. And it says it doesn't have any audio. Okay, so I think I'm on some sort of mobile device or something. I don't know. This doesn't seem to be working. Hold on. No, I don't know. I just won't start this game. So anyway, I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Sometimes it takes longer than other games to start. But I don't know. F3 to select. Now I'm getting no response from it. No, so unfortunately, Pitfall just won't start. So anyway, that's just an example of 1500 League. Most of the games do work, but some don't. So I hope everyone has a good day. Take care and bye bye.